Hello and welcome to the Blackout Podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. Today, super duper excited to have my friend, makeup artist, super talented makeup artist, Michaela Jessome. Thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Thank you so much for having
Okay,
me.
so your Instagram is insane. I love it. Have you always wanted to be a makeup artist or?
Yeah, so as long as I can remember, I think before I even knew what I wanted to do, I just fell into this. When I was younger in high school, I got super into YouTube makeup videos, and from there, I started, taking videos of myself, doing makeup on Instagram, buying a lot of makeup, taking photos of the makeup. So my love for makeup definitely started on Instagram. Posting a lot on Instagram. I actually still have the exact same Instagram account that I started out on. I've never had to make a new one. So yeah, that's the same one. And yeah, I started out doing makeup in high school. So as long as I can remember.
So, I mean, okay, did you have to? I found out that you need to be licensed to be. What it doesn't make sense to me. Like you need to be licensed to be a makeup artist, but there are so many things you can do. You don't need licenses for.
100%. So yeah, that was actually shout out to everyone back in Cape Breton. I remember exactly who didn't want me doing makeup when I was in high school. So because obviously I did not have a license at that point. Sorry guys, sorry Cosmetic Association. But yeah, so I was doing makeup in high school for a photographer. Shout out to John. I was working at his studio while I was in high school doing makeup. And yeah, there was definitely people that were like, oh, you're not licensed. I'm like, cut me some slack. Like, I'm in high school. I'm like doing what I love. Like, I was pretty good at it. Things were going well. No one had any issues. So, as soon as I graduated high school, I was like, okay, I'm going to go get this dang license. Okay, I'm going to go get this license. So I moved to Vancouver and I went to makeup school. So yeah, you definitely need, don't do what I did. I don't recommend it, but practice your craft.
Why? Like, what is the? I actually never even asked that question, but I'm curious though. Why do you need to like? Is there anything about putting on makeup that can hurt someone?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, something that's really important is allergies. So you got to ask people if they have any allergies, if they're allergic to anything, if they have had any reactions in the past, but also sanitation. That's a huge one. Properly knowing how to sanitize and how to use items that you can't sanitize on other people. That's super important. And I think that's the main thing of being like a self-taught artist. Not all of the self-taught artists get to learn that proper sanitation. So yeah, look into that. But yeah, it's very, very important, using disposables, not cross-contaminating your products, especially like creams and liquids. Those can harbor a lot of bacteria super easily. Powders, you can get away with a little bit more, but yeah.
Creams. Okay, yeah, watch out for the creams.
Watch out for the creams. Okay. Be careful.
So you finish as kind of like, I'm just jet off to Vancouver. Why Vancouver though?
So when I was in high school, like I said, I was doing makeup, doing great, loving it. I felt really, really good. I was like, you know what? I think I can like really do something with this. And I was really lucky. I had my family support. They were like, yeah, you're amazing at this. Like they, I think a lot of times in the arts, people don't always have that support from their family. They want their kid to go in to be a doctor. They want their kid to go in and be a lawyer. They want, So I was lucky that they saw that I was good at this and they saw that this was like my thing. So yeah, I said, you know what, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go to one of the best schools in Canada. Like my mom was like, oh, just, go find something in Montreal, find something in Toronto. I was like, no, I want to go to the best one.
Is that the other side of the world?
Yes, I'm like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm going to the best school. So I applied to JCI, Vancouver John Casablanca's Institute,
Okay.
and they actually like gave me scholarships and stuff like that.
How did you get a scholarship?
Yeah, so basically, like you had to apply to go to this school, and once they saw like my work and all my like past kind of history and you know work in makeup, they were like, yeah, like we want you to come here. So yeah, they gave me like a really great scholarship, and yeah.
How long is the duration of the school?
Yeah, so my schooling at JCI was, I believe, about a year. So I went from 2015 to 2016.
And what are some of the things you learned there?
So,
apart from sanitation?
Sanitation. We learned sanitation.
Yeah.
But no, we did everything. So it's more of like a global artistry course. So you learn absolutely everything from drag makeup, special effects makeup, you know, blood, gore, film.
Oh, so you can make people like the zombies
Listen, I had girls stripped down in their thong and pasties, and I had to airbrush their naked body. So we did a little bit of everything. So, you know, the stuff that I do today is my niche, but I'm trained in absolutely everything. Yeah.
So what is this niche you do now?
So I think probably just even in the past year, I've nailed down what I really, really love. And I think I've found what I'm meant for in my industry, because there are a lot of, you know, categories under the makeup artist umbrella. You know, there's a lot of different avenues that you can take, and there's a lot of different styles. So I think for me, my motto right now is that I'm an artist for the artists. Okay, so I like to work with other creatives, other artists, and bring a vision, curate a vibe, bring some sort of atmosphere or energy to life. So that's what I've been really liking. I've been doing a lot of makeup for music videos, events, shows, stuff like that. So I think I found my home kind of in the music industry a little bit, as crazy as that sounds. I know, you know, as a visual makeup artist, to, you know, think that you fit in to the music industry, that doesn't really sound right. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I found my home right now.
What happened a year ago?
Honestly, if we're gonna get into, I don't know how in depth you want me to get into these stories, but a huge loss happened in Nova Scotia for the music industry. Pat's Day, rest in peace, Pat's Day. I didn't know Pat personally, you know, we've crossed paths, but I had a lot of mutuals that were very close with Pat, and in respect to that, I was asked to go to his, you know, his funeral, his wake, stuff like that. So by chance, I met a group of people at that funeral that I now call my absolute best lifelong soul friends. Like, I know now that I was meant to go to Pat's, you know, celebration of life and things like that, because I met those people. So shout out to Maggie. I mean, I knew Maggie before that, but shout out to Maggie, shout out to Basil, shout out Shawnee, Trips. Yeah, shout out all those friends, because I met them because of that. And now I feel like I found my niche, I found my home. I grew so much in the past year just by being surrounded with the right people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
And yes, definitely R.I.P. Pat's Day.
Yeah, rest in peace, Pat's Day. Sucker
So,
free.
Exactly. Exactly. So you meet these people, but like what happened, or what happened?
Yeah, I think, I mean, nothing specific happened per se, but I think something happened in me, which was that I felt seen, I felt supported, I felt almost like found by these people, you know what I mean? So I think when you feel empowered, you get pushed to new levels and you evolve in a way that you wouldn't otherwise. So I think for me to have you know, them backing me, them supporting me, and especially Maggie. You know, she's one of my best friends. Shout out to Maggie.
She's gonna play Junos.
She's gonna play the Junos. She's just, I don't have words. She's my, like, she's a piece of my heart that's out walking in the world. Truly she is. And shout out to Chantel, like Maggie. Maggie and I worked on a lot of music videos together, and our hairstylist Chantel Collins, she's like our little duo, or I should say our little trio. Our glam trio is just amazing. So I feel like through them, I've been able to experiment and
That's literally what I was gonna ask. Does she let you experiment on her?
So Maggie's been my absolute muse. Like she's been my muse, as well as obviously my best friend. So you know, you feel comfortable around people, and you're able to really like bring out other parts of you. So yeah, I feel very like I owe so much to Maggie. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maggie's super awesome.
Yeah, she is. She
Try and get on the show, by the way.
She needs to come on here.
Yeah.
She doesn't do like, you know, much of this too often, but we got to get her on here.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so after, like, you know, you learn all these things in Vancouver, what happened? Did you just come straight back to?
Yeah, so I was dating a guy there for pretty much the entire 3 years that I was there.
Oh, after the school, you just started working there?
Stayed in Vancouver, did so much cool stuff.
What are some cool stuff you did there?
Yeah, so I spoke at a lot of events, you know, speaking about bridal makeup, speaking about, you know, different things. I worked at a smaller little makeup academy there for most of the time that I lived in Vancouver. I was teaching, you know, people how to do makeup for every day, you know, what products to use, how to use them. So that was very, you know, it was a moment where I felt like I was growing a lot, because I think when you're teaching something, you really master it, right? When you're teaching something, you really, really master it. And being able to, you know, explain and show someone something that comes so natural to you, you really have to break it down for yourself in order to explain it to someone that has no idea, right? So yeah, I was teaching people, I was, you know, doing a lot of events, I was working on so many cool people, meeting so many cool people. Yeah, it was honestly some of the best years of my life. And it was really just finding myself and, you know, living my life. I felt so great. Like, I miss Vancouver so much. It's a special place.
So 3 years later, what happened?
Yeah, so I broke up with the man that I was dating at the time. I moved back here. I actually went back. I'm from Cape Breton. Don't tell anybody that.
No, I love it.
I'm from Cape Breton.
I was at Cape Breton last year for the thing, and it was...
For Music Week?
Yeah.
That was the best Music Week ever, okay? That Music Week... Yeah. Music Week 2022 was everything. I loved it so much. But yeah, I moved back to Cape Breton in 2018. Was it 2018? Yeah, it would have been 2018. And I opened my own little studio there for a bit.
Oh, to like do makeup?
Yeah, so I had just so much requests at the time because I hadn't been home for so long. I had a lot of requests for like, I need you to
people that are like, you know, they remember this person from high school. She's back now.
She's back. Yeah. So like a lot of the kids that, you know, were following me when they were in junior high school, I was finally back for their prom. So I had like so many sweet girls like, please do my prom makeup. Like, I need you to be here in June, July. Like, so yeah, I opened up my own studio for pretty much the entire summer. I was doing bridal makeup, but mostly prom. And yeah, and you know, as much as I love that type of makeup, Cape Breton is not my real home. So I need to be in a little bit of a city. So Halifax for me is like a good medium. I'm a city girl. I'm a city girl.
When did you move?
Yeah, so I was there, I would say probably for like maybe half of 2018, and then I was here 2019 until now. So
okay.
We've been
did you like start a studio here or?
So right now I am mobile freelance. So I am just everywhere. Anywhere that you need me, I'm there. But I feel like I've taken on like a lot less projects and I'm kind of a little bit more choosy. I have to feel passionate and I have to feel like, it's something that I really envision and I see the vision, I have to see it to want to work on the project.
So
I have to see the end goal.
What was the last thing you worked on first? Let's start with that.
Ooh, what was the last thing I worked on? I think the last like really exciting thing that I would have worked on was like last month. Maggie, myself, Chantel, shout out Chantel, Moose, you guys know Moose Can Fly, Griffin O'Toole, they all worked on Maggie's new music video, Come Clean. Check it out. It's pretty dope. So we did that. It was like a 2-day project. Yeah, 2-day project. And then, yeah, it's out now. So check it out. That was a fun one. We had a lot of fun looks. We had some crazy rain scenes. So that for me, that's a good test to my work. When someone's getting water poured on their face and nothing's moving, that's when I feel good.
Is that
that's when I feel good.
Oh fuck, like a mascara. Oh, what's called?
So you gotta have good waterproof or water resistant products.
Mascara. Because
So,
I was like, so the whole thing is in the movie when the person is crying, their eyes become black and stuff.
Yep.
But apparently there's this thing and it's like it just stays there.
Yeah, so you can get water, like pretty much anything that you can think of that a girl would put on her face for makeup, you can get it in waterproof or you can make it waterproof. So.
Wait, what? Make it?
Yeah, so there's products out there now, you can mix into other products. So like, for example, without being too nerdy, there's like these little drops from Makeup Forever, and it's like Aqua Seal, maybe it's called, and you would put a couple drops of it into like, I don't know, let's say your foundation, and it would keep it on and make it waterproof or water resistant. So there's different ways that you can make things waterproof if they're not already marketed as waterproof. But a lot of things these days, I think, for brands, a way for them to market themselves is like long wearing, long lasting, 24-hour wear. Like no one's wearing anything for 24 hours, I hope. You better be washing your makeup off every night. But that's how they like to market themselves, as like, long lasting. So a lot of them probably can hold up, withstand, humid temperatures, water, stuff like that.
That's the other thing about makeup, though you're mentioning. I was just thinking about it. It's expensive.
Yes.
It's expensive. I'm like and they're always small. Why are they always small anyway?
Yeah, the expensive ones are usually even smaller. Like that's the crazy part. So like a lot of luxury brands, you'll notice, have the smallest components. Like, Chanel, Gucci, Dior, like the absolute smallest components and the smallest amount of product in there. It's crazy. But it's some good shit.
Okay, what makes one brand better than one?
I think for me, again, gonna go off on a little nerdy tangent, but for me, a lot of times it's where they're made.
What do you mean by where?
So different
like
formulations.
Made in China or
made in Italy, made in Korea. Different formulas and different types. Like I'll be able to tell just by feeling them or like testing them. Where they're made, and then I'll turn around the component and sure enough, made in Italy. So different like textures, especially powders and stuff, you'll be able to tell where they're made if you know. If you know, you know.
What country do you want to go for? Like,
Italy for sure.
Oh, why?
Italy has some very beautiful products, and also I just want to go there for the food too. I'm a pasta girl, okay? I'm a pasta girl.
So you want to look for made in Italy?
Yeah.
What if?
And Korea has a lot of really, really great products.
That is what I was gonna say. So like
Korean beauty, that's huge right now, especially for skincare.
Oh, what is this? Innisfree.
Innisfree. Yeah.
I.
He knows the thing. Okay, when were you at Sephora? You were
exactly. So that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, Innisfree. So with like Sephora, talking about that, why is it like? So MAC was this thing, and
Yeah.
like Sephora just came and just stomped it. What? Like, do you have an
So
idea? Like,
Mac is still super huge, especially for artists. Like Mac, I mean, originally Mac started for professionals. Okay, so started for professionals. They're Canadian, so super super great. We get great discounts as artists, pro discounts. I worked for Mac for a while, so I know. But yeah, super amazing. But they don't carry other brands, so Mac only carries their own self. So if you
oh,
go to a Mac store, you're not gonna get anything other than Mac.
gotcha.
They do carry beauty blenders. I know that. That's another brand of sponge, but that's the only like off-brand product that they carry. Whereas
Hmm.
Sephora carries their own brand, but nobody cares about Sephora. Well, okay, I won't say that. There's a couple products people care about, but people go to Sephora for
All the
all
other
the array of
things,
brands that they
right?
carry. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
I was like, what happened?
absolutely.
Okay,
So you
so
gotta have both. You can't have just Sephora or just Mac. You gotta have both.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, what's your, I guess, go-to skin regimen? So
Oh.
someone is like, what do you do?
So I'll tell you what I've been doing lately, and it never really changes too much, but I get a lot of questions about it. So I worked for Chanel back in 2019, I guess it would have been. I worked for MAC as well in that time frame. So um, I still to this day am hooked on this one Chanel cleanser. I will not use any other face wash. Um, Boys will ask me to sleep over, and I'm like, I don't have my Chanel face wash with me, so I can't. Like, I have to go home tonight. I'm sorry. So unless I have that with me, like, I'm not staying nowhere. So yeah, Chanel Le Mousse face wash. Get it. Comes in a massive tube. It's gonna last you like months. People always think like sometimes the price tag is like, oh my God, that's so much money for this one bottle, but like it's gonna last you a long time. You don't need a lot for products that have super, great ingredients. You only need a small amount if they're super potent. So yeah, Chanel face wash. Been loving the Rhode, Hailey Bieber. Hailey Bieber?
Yeah.
So, Justin Bieber's girl, she came out with a skincare line called Rhode, and her products are really, really great. I love the glazing milk. I use that, press that all over. Actually have it all over my décolleté right now, mixed with like a little bit of a highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury and kind of just like pat it all over as like an all over body moisturizer and glow. So love that. Use it on my face every day. And then the glazing serum, I think it's called, that over top. And then any great moisturizer. Right now, I've been using one from ZO. Zoe. It's medical grade, so not super popular. You can't get it at Sephora, but you can get it at like your local Medi Spa probably. Yeah. So I like to keep it very simple. Simple for me, like
right,
4 or 5 products.
Okay.
But I know some people will be layering all of the things. I think for some people that can work, but for me personally, I found less is more. Like I pretty much never break out. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then with makeup, what are like, if the least amount of makeup you want to do, what has to go on?
Ooh, that's a really great product. I think for each person, it's going to be a little bit different. For me, I can speak for myself if I'm doing like no makeup. The girls be doing no makeup these days. Definitely eyebrow gel. I'm never leaving the house without eyebrow gel. Never. Eyelash curler, also have to have it. A good eyelash curler. The right one is Shuamura. That's the only one you need. If you use any other one, what are you doing? That's the good one. Good eyelash curler, a good lip balm. Shout out to Rhode again, the lip peptide treatment. So good. Yeah, probably those are my, like, if I was on a deserted island and I could only have like 3 makeup products, it would be some sort of like good lip moisturizer, lip mask, lip treatment, an eyebrow gel, and a lash curler just to make it look like I got some lashes going on there.
Okay. And then you earlier on you said you have to wash your makeup off.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So in the morning you do all the cleansing and stuff and get it ready?
So actually,
okay.
that's one way. That's one thing that I think people go a little bit wrong on is if you're doing all of this extravagant skincare at night before you go to bed, when you wake up in the morning, your skincare is done. All you did was go to sleep. If you have clean pillows, you don't really need to do much in the morning. Maybe like splash your face with some water, wash your face, something, put some moisturizer on and SPF every day. But if you go to sleep and you have all your skincare on, when you wake up, what did you do with the 8 hours that you slept? Nothing, right? So your skincare is still already in there. So you don't got to go through all these motions again. As long as you're doing a great skincare routine at night, in my opinion, you can wash your face in the morning and throw on your SPF and your moisturizer, and you're good to go. I don't think you got to go through all the motions again in the morning. That's just my philosophy.
But it's cold and stuff, and the sun isn't that out now. Why am I sunscreen?
You better be wearing that SPF year round.
What is it? Number you recommend?
So the one that I really like and love right now, I mean, there's a lot of great ones on the market, depending on your skin type, but the one I really like, it's called, as crazy as this sounds, it's called Black Girl Sunscreen. That's the brand, Black Girl Sunscreen. And it's the most beautiful product. It's great for all skin types and skin tones because it doesn't leave that white cast that a lot of sunscreens use.
I hate it.
Yeah, a lot of sunscreens leave, I should say. They, when you use sunscreen and you feel like you're a little ashy.
Yeah, that's why I just get the spray one.
And I feel like that deters a lot of people from wanting to even bother wearing sunscreen because it gives them that icky white cast,
Yeah, like a ghost.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Why do we need the thing every day then?
So think about it this way. Even in the winter, the sun doesn't go away. It's not actually gone anywhere, right? So it might not feel as hot, but the UV rays are still there. Even on a gray day, the sun is still out.
Oh, and what number? Is it 40, 30, 50?
I mean, honestly, I think the higher the better.
Okay.
But anything, if you're starting and you're not doing anything at all right now, I don't care if it's SPF 15. Do something. Do something. It's important. I think just for long term, because here's the thing, sun exposure, it's not going to come out until 10, 15 years later. You could have sun damage right now, Israel, and you'll never know until 10 years from now.
Huh.
Yeah, it's going to come out later on down the line.
Because I'm always put your sunscreen, it's not sunny. Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Did I convert you?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. So yeah, get yourself just, anything will do.
So
as long as you like it.
I mean, as long as it's not white, I hate that white thing.
Honestly, I don't know where else you can get the brand Black Girl sunscreen, but it's amazing. I get it when I go to the US. I'm sure you can find it online if you look it up somewhere, maybe even Amazon. I haven't checked, but
probably.
But it's a really, really good one. It has great ingredients and it feels really, really nice on the skin. So it's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, great for the face.
So now you're just, you also do talk me through this. I know you don't do it hands-on, but you have an idea about it. Medical
aesthetics, cosmetic medicine.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really, really big industry right now. Everyone is getting lip filler. I feel like we all know someone that has some filler.
Yeah.
We all know someone that has those big old
How
lips.
long does it last for? Because I've seen, also I watch TMZ a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's someone on TMZ and sometimes you can tell, oh wow, you had your lips done, but then a few weeks later it's
dissipated.
Yeah, so you have to keep getting it done or?
Yeah, so the thing is, about any sort of injectables, your body's going to break it down over time, right? Especially for things like hyaluronic acid filler, which would be the filler that, people get in injections in their lips and, Botox, for example.
Pause, sorry.
Yeah.
I know the
hyaluronic acid?
Don't you just put it on your face? What are you putting inside your skin?
So hyaluronic acid, it's something that pulls water retention. Water retention, right? So it's going to pull water, which in turn is going to plump, right? So when you think about it, if you're applying it topically, it's going to pull in that moisture from the air. It's going to keep you hydrated, going to keep your skin nice and supple, hydrated, plump. So same for hyaluronic acid fillers, they're hyaluronic acid based. So when they're injected, it's something, hyaluronic acid is naturally found in our bodies anyway. So
I thought they made
it's
it in
not
the.
something like when
Okay.
people hear the word acid,
Yeah,
they're
man.
like, acid, that's something I used to do back in high. That's what they'd be
Right,
saying, right? So no, it's actually not even an acid. Hyaluronic acid is, like I said, it's water retention. So it's going to pull in that water, it's going to plump up the area. So anywhere that you put it, it's going to add volume, right? But your body is going to break it down over time. It's going to dissipate.
And then you go get another.
Depending on your metabolism.
Is it painful though? Like, I mean,
I think it can be.
Because it's like literally injected in the lip or whatever.
It can be. I know it's not always comfortable for people. I think depending on the practitioner that you go to, really, that's the experience you're going to get. You got to go to someone that knows their stuff, because at the end of the day, it is a medical treatment. It's a medical procedure. It's very common nowadays, but it's still something that should be taken very seriously. I won't name drop any names, but I work with some of the best doctors and nurses in Halifax, and I am such like a firm believer in, you really have to do your research and see what sort of credentials they have. Do they specialize in this? I get a lot of questions. Oh, my dentist is doing Botox now. Which, yes, they can, but they're not specializing in cosmetic injectables. They're not. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but just be careful.
I watch this
Don't go to no one's apartment to get your Botox.
I watched this TV show. I can't remember the name now, but it's about these super rich Asians, and this guy, his face is his thing. And then he gets his doctor, comes in, and there's like injection for here, for here, for here, for here. I'm like,
everywhere.
Holy shit.
So like the nice thing about Botox is it's not going to add any like volume to the face. It's not going to make anything bigger. What Botox is going to do is it's going to relax the muscles in your face. So it's going to stop those lines and wrinkles from forming, because you're not going to be able to move your face as much. You're not going to be able to raise your eyebrows as much or like squint your eyes as much, So Botox, you can treat a lot of areas of the face, and you're visibly not going to notice a super, super big difference, but over time, you'll notice that there's not going to be those deep, static wrinkles that are going to stay there.
So again, all these things, you just have to keep on doing it.
Yeah, so upkeep is everything. Upkeep is everything.
Yeah.
So Botox, you can have you can retreat every 3 months, so every 91 days. So in the beginning,
it's not cheap, right?
It's expensive. It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise you, preventative, like preventing, even if you don't have wrinkles right now, preventative, even just a little bit in the forehead. We all raise our eyebrows at things these days, We're all frowning a little bit. So, yeah.
And I guess, okay, you were saying do your research. When say I'm doing the research, what would I be looking for?
So I guess you would definitely want to look at, their background. What do they specialize in this? Have they been doing it for a long time? What credentials do they have? You definitely want to look into all that. And also, like, where are they working out of? Are they working out of an esteemed, clinic that is highly recommended, or are they working out of their kitchen in their apartment? That's scary. Because the main thing is they could, I'm sure, there's some people that work out of their own little area and they might be, licensed to do it, but where are they getting the product from that they're injecting into your face?
Yeah, because I read about Botox. It's actually really expensive. Apparently,
all of it's expensive.
Botox, whatever the full name is, the thing inside, it's like one of the most expensive materials in the world.
It's one of those things that you have to, if you're going to invest in yourself in that way, be willing to take that extra step and make sure that what you're having injected in your face is legitimate, because you don't know what it is. You see these articles and these horror stories like, oh, like they injected like silicone into their face, and and like there can be a lot of complications with that, so these hyaluronic acid fillers and Botox, they're gonna dissipate and dissolve and be broken down by your metabolism over time. But things like silicone and stuff that we don't even know what it is really that's being injected in your face, that could cause for a lot of serious issues and scary things down the line, because it's not just one of those things that are gonna go away over time, So just do your research and make sure that you're going to a good place, because at least then you know that the product that is going to be used on you is straight from the company, straight from the source. It's not off the black market, or you know what I mean? You don't know where these people are getting their products from, so you got to be careful. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, no, like you're just, oh, I gotta do the SPF, I gotta do the thing, and
I'll
if
make a
I
list
make
for
my
you.
face up and if I wash my face at night, I don't need to do it in the morning. Like
Yeah,
there's so
I'll
many
make a
things.
list for you before
We
I leave.
need to do this again.
You can play this back later.
Okay, but before I let you go, I want to ask though, what do you love about makeup?
Oh, I think for me it's a super rewarding job, of course, because you make people feel really good, and you make people see themselves maybe the way that you see them, or the vision that you could see them in, but maybe they've never seen that in themselves. So I think it's an opportunity to really like get people feeling themselves, But yeah, I think it's rewarding, and also I think for me, it's that creative outlet, because I'm able to bring that vibe to life. I'm able to curate that vibe and that atmosphere and that energy, and bring the vision, basically. Working with other like-minded people, you can really like bring a whole thing to life, and that's what I love about it.
Michaela, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, and thank you for coming to the podcast today.